Alright, working on the NR6 6-to-1 gear reduction engine again. Alright, here's the back plate, and I'm happy with the back plate the way it came out, man. It's strong. It feels heavier. It's funny. It didn't look like I put much metal on there, but maybe it was a heavy back plate anyway. But anyway, that epoxy came out nice, and I'm happy with it, and the throttle's going to work if somebody needs it. I'm not going to use that throttle, but somebody might, somewhere down the line. But anyway, yeah, I did the epoxy back here, and it has all hardened. And it's funny, you know, on camera it might look different the way the sun's or the lights are looking at it, but the epoxy is almost the same color as the plate itself, so you don't even notice that if it didn't have this. So I'll prime this gray and put a little gray primer on that, and we'll call that done. But I'm happy with the way it turned out. Yeah, a lot of guys commented on, yeah, you can weld pot metal and stuff like that, but, you know, I'm not going to get into that, you know, because nobody even knows the kind of grade, what grade this pot metal is. And, you know, at $10 a stick to weld it, I'm not going to do that. Maybe someday I'll play with that, but not on this. And in this, a lot of people, I said I was going to braise this, and they're called me all kinds of names, but you know, that's what this hobby is about, you know, and that's what farmers used to do, you know. I mean, we get more enjoyment out of looking at an engine that was repaired and put back to work from some farmer that had to feed his family, or a businessman that had to keep a business going, you know, and made a repair just to keep it going. And we like that kind of stuff. I mean, that's what really gets the attention at shows. You know, anybody could just go buy another cam and throw it in there, and this engine really isn't worth that. You know, it's not worth putting good money into because it's just a show engine. So I'm gonna attempt to braise this. I already cleaned it. I degreased it, and now I'm gonna try and V-cut it. There's not much. I don't have much meat here to deal with on the side, so I'll probably have a lot of cleaning up to do when I get done. If it works, who knows? It might not even work. But it's funny the way it broke. You know, it has like two little. I don't know if you guys could see that there. It has like two little titties sticking out here and two grooves over here. So this would probably work just putting it in there, and they would almost act like a Lovejoy connection or a sintered coupler or something, you know, because it's never going to separate from there because it's held in from both sides of the case. So it would probably work. But I'm going to braise it together anyway, and I think it'll be fine. And if not, you know, like I said, I hate to put a good cam in there. You know, not so much for the cost. Even if somebody had said, "Hey, Road King, here, I got a good cam for you. You can have it. You know, put it in the engine." I would feel bad about putting a good cam in that engine. Also, another thing, I didn't notice it when I took it apart, but I don't know if you can see here. Where's the camera? You can't really see. Maybe if I get this out of your way, maybe you can see it roll. But this is the cam pin that holds it in, and it's actually bent. I could straighten that, but I could even use that. It will probably work, but I'm going to replace that. I mean, we got plenty. I mean, if I just use a 3/8 shaft. But that's how hard that camshaft got hit. It got hit by the connector rod. Put my diaper back on here. Whoops. There we go. There we go. Okay. Also, one of the commenters, he said, "I'm surprised you're not fixing that tooth. Like it has a chip in the tooth. You know, it's not going all the way, but it's a chip." I think his name was Chuck Kirshner, I think. He said, "I'm surprised you're not fixing that because he knows I could do it." And I actually thought about fixing that. But my worry was if I did fix it, you know, I could do that. I could make that look like it was belonged there. But my worry would be if for some reason it would ever snap off or dislodge itself, you know, and there's always that possibility. And then you're creating problems more than fixing them. So that's why I'm not going to fix that tooth. But that's good thinking there, Chuck. So let's clean this up. Enough talking, right? Enough talking. Let's do some work. And I'm going to clean this up with a Dremel and some carbide bits and and get that prepared, get that ready to put some braze on. All right, you guys take a break. I'm gonna set stuff up. All right. Yeah, I took you guys off the off the tripod there to look at this. This engine must have really been singing when it blew up, because let me see if we can see this. I'm sure we can focus in on it. But there you go. You can actually see the dents here where the connecting rod hit. You know, right in the middle of the shaft here. Look at that dent there, and then another dent. That's probably when it hit right there. That's probably what cracked this camshaft. And then you can actually see there's a crack. A crack that actually goes here. So when we braze, we're going to have to braze from almost the middle here all the way over. But that's something. Yeah, the rod must have snapped and then kept rotating and blew this to pieces, and then also put a hole in the side of the block. So like I say, that thing was singing. All right, let's get back to work. Enough playing. Alright, we got it cleaned up pretty well. I just got done blowing it out. There we go, it's like a puzzle. Yeah, I tried to V it out a little bit. Yeah, you can actually see the cracks now. So I V'd it out a little bit, but not much. Alright, let's clamp it in the vise and see if it'll work. Alright, we got that brazed up and I'm happy. It's cooling right now. I was just going to touch it and show it to you. When I realized this thing's still red hot. But yeah, I'm happy that you don't get penetration with this, but because it's more of a glue than a welding together thing. So I'm happy that there's enough on there that should do the job. And I did learn something, you know. I mean, I'm using this vise that's about 100 years old, and I'm assuming that these jaws are level when they go together, but they're not. And I put that in there, and it just didn't look right. So then I actually made another shaft out of 3/8 steel here. You know, this is what we use to make the shafts for like the 4-cylinder and stuff. So I made a new shaft that's straight, and I put it in there, and that's why the socket's on the end here. And that's sort of holding it straight. So when I take this out of here after it cooled, we'll see how easy that shaft comes out. That'll tell me if this bent or twisted or anything. So alright, and then I do have some cleanup to do here, but it doesn't look like too much. So like I say, we're happy with it. Alright, you guys take a break and oh, whoa, well, that held up. It must be shrinking or something, going back to what it was. Yeah, so, well, at least it looks like nothing chipped or broke, so Looks like it was a good brazing job. Alright, I'm going to let it cool down there. That'll probably cool a little better since it's sitting on the concrete. Alright. That's a blooper, but I'm going to leave that in. Alright, here's what we got here. I could have edited this out, but this is a learning lesson for all of us here. I brazed this together, and it held. The braze held real good. But what happened was when I tried to get that drift pin out, it was tight. So right then I knew something was wrong, and then it separated. I mean, I was beating on this like hell to get it to get that pin out, but that pin actually bent. So everything in here was got a little cattywampus. But I would consider that a success because it did hold, and it would have been good. But here's where the failure occurred, right here. It's a 100-year-old vice, you know, and that was my mistake, you know. As it got hot and this here settled, it took things out of alignment. So what I should have done was get a 6-inch clamp, C-clamp, and squeeze it together with that, and then put that in a vise. And this here still lines up. So I think matter of fact, I'm going to try and beat this pin out. I bet you if I went the other way it would have been okay, but the bend is actually up here. So either way, it's no good. It was bent, but I think I can still save it, believe it or not. I'm going to make another shaft and get a C-clamp and then try it that way. And if that don't work, you know, then I'll use the other one. But I'm not giving up yet. So if it works, you'll see it. If it don't, you won't see it. So that's where we're at with that. Alright, let me get that shaft out of there and make another one. Alright, here's what we got. I made me a little, oops, here we go. I made a little shaft, just enough to go from one end of this to the other. And it goes in there easy. And it goes in there easy. And let's see if we can line this up here. There we go. It worked better in rehearsal, but there we go. Anyway, I don't know if you can see that. There you go. If I put it in the frame, then you can see it. But see that shaft? That thing is this is straight now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it here in my. This is probably the best vise I got, a Williams, or the best clamp I got. It's a Williams, and we're going to stick it in there, and it's going to be. You know, this isn't a precision thing, so it's going to be better than that vise, though. Geez, that vise was horrible. Okay. All right, here you go. Let it find its own way. So right now, what do you guys think? That should be a lot squarer than it was, and you can actually see the braze is tight on this side, but where it was twisted and bent, there's a little gap there, about a millionth. But let's try this and see what kind of success we have. And if it don't work, it don't work. You know, nothing lost. Lesson learned. So let me throw this in the vise and get the welding equipment out again. All right, I put that in a C-clamp and re-brazed it, and I'm happy with it. Actually, the braze even came out nicer and smoother. I do have to clean it up a bit, you know, because it's on the lobe here and stuff, and I don't want to get some of this off. But it's a much nicer braze. And here's the pin that was in there. You know, it looks bluish and everything because it got cherry red and everything with this. I guess everything in here. And this tapped out, and it tapped out real easy. Here's the other one. I don't know if you can see how cattywampus that one is. And then here's a new one I made, and the new one actually goes in there, and it actually comes up to about here, and I can twist it and put it in there, and it'll be tight. But that means that this thing is pretty close. So I'm going to ream it, and I actually have two reams here. There's a good ream, but this ream is a 3/8 ream, and it actually goes all the way through. You can feel it rubbing just a little bit right there, but I guess this thing's pretty much wore out. But that goes to show you that's how close it is. So I'm going to ream this out and call it good. We're going to clean that up, and I'm going to call that a success. So let this be a lesson to you, you know. If at first you don't succeed, just give up. Nah. No, I'm glad I tried that again, because this will be a good piece here. So let me clean that up, and maybe I'll show you what it looks like before we use it. All right. All right. Yeah, we reamed it out a little bit. Here's the thing here, and I can push it through. You know, it's still tight, but like I say, I can push it through. But and I'll get back to that. I'll make that so it spins on there nice. But right now I'm cutting down some of this. Everybody thinks BRIGGS is soft, but not as soft as you think. You know, like up here I was filing it on the lobe, and the file was working. It was working slow. What I'm doing now is I'm gonna cut most of this excess off here. You know, like there may be 1/8 of an inch, and that'll save me a lot of filing. And this is working pretty good. This is a carbide bit. I meant to tell you, put your earplugs on. Let me get mine. Alright, we're back. Alright, I'm going to continue on and get all the excess off of there, and then maybe we'll turn these on later when we hit it with the file. Alright. Yeah, I got it shaped all the way around, and I'm happy with it. I'm starting to file it, and in some spots, like right up here on top here, it's right where it's got to be. But what's even tougher than the brass, or the bronze, or whatever the hell they call that, is the flux. You can't file that stuff. It don't work. I got to scrape it off here. There's some up here. I don't know if you can see that stuff, but man, it's murder. You just scrape it off, but it's not easy. Then the file's working good. I'm not getting too much of the metal. I'm going to polish that anyway. But it's coming out good. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Yeah, it's going to last forever. Definitely going to outlast me. So let me continue on and scraping that flux off, and then we'll continue on. Alright, let me see if you guys can see this. Where you at? Yeah, I filed that down, and it's nice and smooth. It might not look it, but it is. I'll probably hit it with a little emery paper, but yeah, it's plenty smooth. You know, and this mess over here, this don't mean anything, because this is the only thing that hits a tappet. This in here don't hit anything, and there's not enough there to worry about it being out of balance or nothing. These things aren't in balance, so it's just a dirty old lawnmower engine. But we got it spinning nice, and we're happy with it. So you know what they say, you don't bet against Road King. Alright, we're going to call that a success. I'm glad I decided to take another shot at it, you know, because I knew it could be done, and you know, the first thing is, you know, the device is what threw us off. So, oh yeah, and these reams, I got 2 reams here, 3 reams, I think I got 3 reams, yeah. 3 reams, 3/8, and none of them are any good, so anybody has a good 3/8 ream that they could send Road King, let him know. Alright, let's see, it's about What's that say? The little clock on the wall says 3:12 a.m. So I don't know how much I got on this video, but we're gonna call it quits for now and maybe go to bed. All right, enough of this.